Hello everyone, Dr. Lydia Brody here for class number 7. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be challenging your body. We're going to be taking the things that we've learned so far in the previous 6 sessions. We are going to keep a nice consistent pace, but we're going to make you really work hard today with how much we're going to be doing. So we're really going to be pushing yourselves to the highest capacity we've done so far in this class, but we're going to make sure that form is always number 1 because it is important for us to build strength and to heal our bodies through this rehabilitation. But we want to be making sure that while we're also challenging ourselves so that we can get stronger, that we aren't pushing past our body's capabilities in this moment, because that can lead to regression, flare-ups, and pain and dysfunction or injury down the line. So our goal right now is to make sure that we are being honest with ourselves and with our body, being true to that, because every single day we might be able to show up in a different capacity depending on a number of factors. So make sure that we are aware of what our capabilities are today. We are still healing, we are still getting stronger with each class, no matter what. We just want to make sure that we are only pushing ourselves to what our bodies can really handle in this moment. So today we're going to start with breath work. So join me on your mats, laying down on your backs. So we're going to do a little bit of a different positioning today if this feels okay. I'm going to get you to have your feet touching one another, so the soles of your feet are touching each other, and we're going to slowly let these knees fall apart. Now sometimes we'll start our breath work and our knees will be quite high to the ceiling, and we're going to have some issues letting go, and we're going to slowly let those knees open and fall to whatever is a comfortable depth for you. And we're going to just take some nice deep belly breaths in through our nose, filling that belly with air, and exhale. Good. In through the nose. Perfect. Now you're going to continue to breathe at this rate on your own. If leaving your knees open and your feet together isn't feeling wonderful, you can keep your knees bent and your feet flat on the ground, or you can extend fully flat. Whatever is feeling good for you today. We want to be mindful of our low back, of our hips, and of our knees. These are all common areas where we can feel some pain or dysfunction, and we want to make sure that we are not causing any pain with our belly breathing. What we want to be envisioning is with each inhale, we're filling the balloon that lives in our belly with air. And as we exhale, the balloon deflates. I like to think of all of my abdominal tissue as that balloon, where we can stretch on the inhale and let things just come back to their normal position on the exhale. Good. You want to be finding areas of tension in your own body and breathing into this. What I mean by that is I have some pain and tightness in my right hip. So when I inhale, I'm actually directing my air and my breath to this right hip, and I'm feeling these tissues stretch a little bit more than any other tissue in my abdomen. And on the exhale, I'm going to let it all fall. Inhale, breathe into those areas, stretch that tissue that is tight. Exhale, I want you to breathe out that tension. So when we exhale, we're letting go of any tightness that may be in our hips, in our pelvic floor, in our stomach wall muscles. As I've mentioned before, belly breathing is one of the most underrated exercises we can do. We always want to move our bodies hard and fast, and we think that's what's going to whip us into shape, get us strong. But we have to make sure we're strong in our foundation before we can be strong in any other aspects. Good. So we're going to wake up our bodies just a little bit. Bring your feet flat onto the floor, knees bent. I'm going to get you to just raise your heels up off the ground, one after the other. You see how I'm just lightly marching, waking those ankles up. Good. And now we're going to take the right knee and pull it into our chest, letting that left leg go long. Now you can pull the knee up to your nose, or you can pull the knee up to your ear on that right side, whatever feels good for your hips. If your knees are a little bit sore, you can always place your hands underneath, sort of that knee crease. Perfect. Now we're going to pull this right knee across our body, let it fall as far to the side as possible. You're going to keep your upper back and shoulders on the ground. Now, depending on your flexibility, your knee might come all the way down to the ground. We should be feeling this in the right hip glute region. We're going slow right now, really stretching our tissues. We're going to change our pace here when we get into our active component. So right now I want you to just enjoy this slowness. Good. We're going to come back to center. We're going to lengthen out this right leg and pull the left knee into our chest or out to the shoulder, whatever feels good. If you need to put that hand in the knee crease versus on top of the kneecap, go right ahead. And we're breathing in and out. With each exhale, you might be able to pull that knee just a little bit closer to your body. One more breath here. And then we're going to pull this across your body. Good. So we're keeping the shoulders on the floor. That knee is being pulled across the body. Awesome. Breathing slowly and deeply. Perfect. Now we're going to bring both knees into our chest. And you just hang out here. We can rock side to side. Give yourself a little back massage. We get some tension. You are building muscle. This is class number 7. So you are getting stronger. Your body's changing. Your posture is changing, which sometimes can lead to some tightness and soreness. Good. Now we're going to stretch the hip flexors, and we're going to do it in a side lying position. So you're going to come onto your side. You can just place your hand underneath your head here. I'm going to keep my bottom knee bent here so that I have some balance and some stability. What I'm going to do is with this top leg, I'm going to reach for my foot, and we're going to pull that leg back. And you might need to adjust that bottom leg so that you have a little bit of stability so you don't feel like you're rocking. And we should be feeling this in the front here or even into the hip flexor. Now, if you're feeling pinching in your low back, what you want to be doing is you want to tilt your pelvis first and then pull that leg back. Good. Awesome. We're going to hold this here. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to lay down, bending that left knee, grabbing that right foot, and pulling that back. Big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. Back onto our backs, bringing those knees in. We're going to slowly roll ourselves up, or you can go onto your side and push yourself up. Perfect. Great job. You should be warmed up. I want you to grab some water, have it near your mat, and we are going to be getting into our 2-part active core and glute section of our class today, and we are really going to be pushing you. So make sure you have that water nearby. You don't need any other equipment. All right, so what we're going to do is a 15-minute circuit of core and glute strengthening exercises. What we're going to do is we're going to do 5 moves, and you're going to be active for 40 seconds with a 20-second break, and you're going to move on to the next movement. We're going to do 5 different movements, 3 rounds. So it's going to be 15 minutes of 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of a break. We're going to keep going. I don't want you to stop at all during this. We want to keep the momentum, keep our heart rate going. We will take a break at the end of this circuit. You can do it. I am going to show you variations to make it a little bit easier, a little bit harder. You're going to just go where you need to go in that moment, so that way your form is on point, but you are still challenging your body. So I do not want you to take it easy. We want to continue to move. So if you are doing a harder variation and you feel like you need a break, move down to the lower variation. Don't just stop. You do need to stop, go ahead, but I want you to get back into the movement right away, because we are only in the active component for 40 seconds before we switch back at the 20-second mark for a little bit of a break, okay? So the 5 movements we're going to do, and 2 of them are the same, one's just on one side and then the other. We are going to do our dead bugs. We are going to do bears. We are going to be doing scapular push-ups, which is a new one, so I'm going to go through that. We are going to do dead bugs, we are going to do bears, and then we're going to do clams on one side and clams on the other side, okay? So we're going to start with, I'm going to show you the first movement because it is a new one. It is the scapular push-up. So I'm going to do these on my knees, but you can do them on your toes. This is going to be the harder variation, but go right ahead. So we are on our knees, and what we are going to do is we are going to try and do a push-up. We're going to come back up to the top of your push-up, and you're going to do an extra push. So you'll see here I'm pushing through my shoulders, not necessarily through my elbows. So I'm going to do a regular push-up. Then I'm going to do an extra push at the top. We're going to do 4 of these, and then you're going to come down onto your toes, and we're going to push up into a downward facing dog, pedal, pedal. Come back down onto your knees if you need to. Push up, plus, push up, plus, 4 times. Then you're going to do your downward facing dog. Okay? So that's the first move. We're going to do 40 seconds. And then in that 20-second break, I'm going to just remind you of our dead bugs. We're going to remind you of the bears and the clams. But we're going to start this timer, and we're going to be working for 15 minutes straight. It's going to be hard, okay? So come down onto your mats, and you're going to join me for our push-up plus into our downward facing dog, and then we're going to hit all those other moves, okay? So come on down, and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, 40 seconds on the clock. So we are going into a push-up and then an extra plus. We are keeping our core tight. 4 of these, and then you're into your downward facing dog. Good job. Push, push, back down onto your knees or onto your toes. Push up, plus, 10 seconds left, plus, awesome. Take that break. All right, we're going to get into our dead bugs now. So we're on our backs. We're going to be starting this in less than 20 seconds. As a reminder, we're always cinching through our core, tilting through our pelvis. Arms and legs are up, and we're going to start shortly, okay? All right, 40 seconds of work. So we can start with arms and legs, just going in opposite direction. Now, if you would like a little bit of a harder move, Take your left hand, push it into the right knee, but don't let anything move. Then opposite arm and leg are going to move. Then you're going to switch sides. As soon as you create this cross body reaction, it's going to require your core to work even harder. Now, at no point are we allowing our core to lose its engagement, okay? So now we have a 20-second break. We're coming on up and we're getting into a bear. So option 1 for bear is simply cinching, tilting, rising up, lowering down, okay? If you think you're ready, you can come up, take a step forward, and back. Good. So you're going to start the timer now. So you can either be coming up, slowly lowering. Option 2 is coming up, lifting one foot up off the ground, then lowering it down. Do the other. The next final option is to come up, walk, 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 walk. The walking component is very difficult. You want to envision that you have water on your back, and you don't want that water to splish or splash either side, okay? 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're coming onto our side, and we're going to be doing our clams. So we're going to lay down. Knees are bent and together. Feet are going to be rise off the ground. It is going to be more difficult if your feet are flexed versus pointed, okay? 40 seconds here. We are still engaging this core. We are breathing. Good job. This is a little bit of a break because our upper body gets to kind of relax, but this is still a big burn in our hips. You should start to be feeling your body is getting warm. You are working hard. And relax. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, which get a little bit of a break. Now, once we are done the clams on this side, you're going to get 20-second break. We're starting this whole thing over again. So we have 2 more rounds after this for 3 total. Again, flexing those feet makes it more work for the hip, so it creates more engagement in this area. Good job. Breathing through this the entire time. You're almost done 1/3 of this 15-minute set. That wasn't too hard. You're 33% done. You've got this. Awesome. Now we're going to prepare for the next round. So we have 20 seconds off here. But remember, what we're doing this time is our push-ups, then with that plus, 4 of those, and then we're going to move into our downward facing dogs. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Join me now. So on your knees, push up to the plus, 4 of these. Awesome. Into your downward facing dog. And back down. I am feeling these. Into your downward facing dog once you hit 4. We have a couple seconds left. Awesome job. Now onto our backs. We are going to be doing our dead bugs. As a reminder, you can do the dead bugs with arms and legs moving, or you can create cross-body resistance, just moving one side and then the other. Okay? Join me now. So again, we want to be cinching through our core, tilting through our pelvis. The stomach is the area that should have no movement. We also want to be making sure these ribs are staying down. We're not seeing any flaring up when we extend our legs. Good. We have 15 seconds left. You've got this. Whew, we're feeling the heat. Awesome job. Now we're into our bears. So as a reminder, bears can come up and down. We can come up, lift one foot, then the other. Final option is to come up and crawl forward and back. Good. So we have 40 seconds on the clock, okay? Bears are a very tough exercise. Now we can do them improperly, and in that case, they're easy. But if we're really working on balancing that bowl of water on our back, it can be difficult to walk forward and backwards while maintaining that nice jug of water. Awesome. And sometimes we have to just take a step back because our bodies are getting tired. Awesome job. Now we're into our clams. So on one side, ten seconds here. Bend those knees. Our core is still going to be on during this movement. Awesome. 40 seconds on this side, and then we're going to switch sides. The clams on this end portion are very tough on the glute, but they give us a little bit of a cardiovascular break. So go nice and slow at a good pace here. I'm feeling this glute burning, but the bear is very much a cardio. I always call the bear the burpee that I always dislike. But when there's an exercise that is super difficult, like a bear is for me, that's when I really want to focus on doing it more, because it probably means I need to do it more. So we're going to switch sides. Get ready for the clams on the other side, because that 20 seconds goes by quickly. The 40 seconds really drags on. The 20 seconds, done. And again, this is our last move of this cycle. Then we only have one more cycle. So everything we're going to do in this next round is going to be the last time you have to do it with me today. Okay? So you want to leave it all on the mat. We have 20 seconds left on this side. We should be really feeling that glute burning. You got this. Awesome job. Whew. Now we still only have 20 seconds. We are starting with one of the harder ones in my opinion. We are doing our push-up plus 4 of those in a row into our downward facing dog. We're going to continue on with that, but we only have one more round of these, so you have 40 seconds, okay? Join me now. Really using our breath, especially when we're starting to fatigue here. Awesome job. Push, push. We have 3 seconds. Good job. Now we're into our dead bugs. Again, you have the options on how to make this a little bit more difficult. Use them. If you're finding yourself fatiguing, just take a step back. Cinching, tilting, good. I find really using my breath when I'm starting to fatigue is super helpful. I'm exhaling and I'm cinching that waist, making sure I'm nice and strong through my core canister. We have 5 seconds. Awesome job. Coming into our bears. Coming into our bears here. These are the hardest. Awesome. So with the bear, you can come up, but we're only going as high as we can while we maintain a flat back. Like we've learned throughout this series, we can come up and just do one leg at a time. But again, keeping that water stable, or the final most difficult is crawling. But what we don't want to see is twisting through the bum there. Awesome job. Last 2 moves. We have our clams. Whew. Get ready in your position. Feet together, feet flexed. 40 seconds. We're starting to get a little misty. You should be feeling this. We only have this move and 1 more clam. Then you get a break. I promise you get to take a little bit of a break. We're going to have some water. We're going to talk about what's next. Leave it all on the mat. You can do hard things. You are strong. You are powerful. You can kick this workout's butt. Awesome. When we're getting towards the end of a 15-minute series cycle, set, whatever you're doing, this is when your brain, your body is fatiguing. But this is also when you are creating the most change. When we are under challenge, we create change. We have taught you the foundations. I know you can do this well and properly. It won't be easy, but the more you do this, the stronger your body will become. We are healing you from the cellular level. We know that movement creates change in every one of these tissues and in ways that you may not even known you needed. And this will change with time. I come back to these exercises all the time to have a refresher. I've never been so excited to hear an alarm. So let's lay out flat. Stretch your arms and feet both away from your body. Lengthen through your whole spine. Point those toes, flex them, whatever feels good. And slowly sit on up. Grab a drink of water. Take a little bit of a break if you need to. And join me back on our mats for part 2 of our workout today. What are we doing? Okay, so you've taken a little bit of a break. We had some water, and now you're going to join me for part 2 of this workout. What does this mean? We have another series. Now we're going to do another 15 minutes, but we're going to be doing 4 exercises. We're going to do 1 sort of rest. We're going to do 3 rounds of that. So what movements we're going to do, we're going to be very focused on the glutes, okay? So we are going to be doing some glute bridges. We're going to do both double and single leg. We are going to do a hydrant kickback combo. So 1 round, you're going to do half hydrants, half kickbacks on one side. Then we're going to switch to the other leg for the next set. Then the final exercise is going to be lunges. And then our 5th move is going to be a simple child's pose, some breathing. And we're going to do 3 rounds for 15 minutes. So this is going to be a little bit easier than the last round because we don't have 5 active components. We only have 4 with 1 rest. And you can do this. When I said today at the beginning of class this is going to be challenging, I meant it. But I also know you are ready for this. Again, you are going to do the movement at the level that you are at today. And you are going to push yourself when you can. You're going to pull back when you need to, okay? So the first movement we're going to do does have some options to it. I do want you to try the harder part. So we're going to do single leg or glute bridges. And I'm going to give you a halfway point, so you're going to switch sides, okay? So what that means is we've already done the double leg glute bridge where we lift through our heels and rise up. Now what we're going to do today is you're going to have one leg already lifted, 20 seconds on one side, 20 on the other. Now, if after 5 seconds of doing this, you feel like I need a break, come down, do doubles, and then when I say halfway, you're going to try the other leg. Going to go as far as you can, then put it down, going to come back to the doubles. Okay? So join me now on your backs. We're going to start with glute bridges, and we're going to work through our series just like we did last time, okay? So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, 40 seconds of work. We're going to start with one leg. I'm starting with my right leg up. At the 20-second mark, I'm going to let you know when we can switch. We really want to be pushing through the heel of the foot that is down. We're slowly coming up and lowering down. 20 seconds, halfway mark, switch sides. You should be really feeling this in the glutes, in the hamstrings, so the posterior elements here on that leg that's lifting. Use your breath. We should be tired already because we're still a little bit tired from that last series we did. Good. So we're going to come on up. We are going to do kickbacks for 20 seconds, hydrants for 20 on the left leg, okay? So we all know how to do our kickbacks and hydrants. I know you know how to do this. So we're going to start with the left the whole time. So we're going to focus on 20 seconds. Our back is staying flat. Our core is engaged. 20 seconds of kickbacks. Then we're going to go right into hydrants on this exact same side. Good. And now into hydrants. That means we're halfway through. Using that breath to push us through these movements. Awesome job. We have 10 seconds left. And then we're going to go right into the other side. Now, if your wrists hurt during glute kickbacks or hydrants or anything where we're on all fours, your option is to bring one arm down like this. You can keep the other wrist planted. So you can do this. Very little force is going through this hand. Okay? Then you're going to do your kickbacks and your hydrants. So now we're going to simply switch to the other side. I'm just going to switch directions here. So other leg now. 20 seconds of kickbacks. Now we want to make sure our foot is flexed. So you're trying to kick that heel up to the ceiling. Feeling that all in the glutes and in the hamstrings. That is going to be sore on you tomorrow. 20 seconds, switch. We're into hydrants. So now the burn is going to slowly start to move to the side. Now if you need to put one elbow down, go ahead, give your wrist a little bit of a break. Whatever feels good. It shouldn't change what it feels like in the hips or in the glutes. Awesome. Now we're going to stand on up. We're going to do lunges. So the goal is to do a front lunge. Stepping forward, lowering down, coming up, and back. Very controlled. Now, if you're having issues with that, very unstable, just do a static lunge. And for 20 seconds, do one side, and we'll let you know halfway, okay? If you are doing the stepping lunges, we're going to step forward with a different foot each time. We're really focusing on form. You want your knee to be directly over your heel at the bottom. You have 90 degrees in both legs, pushing yourself back up. We're halfway, so switch your static lunge if you're doing those. Nice and controlled. Awesome job. Good. Now we're going to finish off with a simple child's pose. So we're going to come onto our mats, open our knees, toes are going to come together, bum is going to reach back onto your heels. You're going to reach your hands forward and lay your head down. 40 seconds here of just breathing. We don't want to focus on doing anything other than breathing. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, slowing that heart rate down. You've been working really hard with me today. With each exhale, I want you to breathe out tension that you're feeling anywhere in your body, in your hips, in your glutes, wherever you're feeling it. Breathe it out. We're slowly going to wake our body up here. So we have 20 seconds to transition, but we are back at the start of this cycle with our glute bridges. Just like last time, I want you to challenge yourself to do the single legs. Now, if you start to fatigue, drop down to double, but I will let you know the halfway point so we can switch which leg is up. 40 seconds. It doesn't have to be a really high movement. What we want is slow and controlled movements, not necessarily big ones. Switch sides halfway. Slow and controlled, and what I mean is we're not throwing our body up and using momentum. Slowly up, slowly down. Gravity is not doing this movement for us. Our muscles are. Whew, slowly roll yourself up. I am feeling this heat. After 2 series in a row, this is tough. We are now getting ready for our kickback hydrant series. So again, we're going to do 20 seconds on the left in the kickbacks, then in the hydrants, okay? No break in between. 20 seconds here. Keeping our back flat. Our ankle is flexed, so our heel is going up to the ceiling. You can have a pointed toe, but that's going to be easier. And I know you don't want to do the easier thing. Now, the leg that's not moving will have some strengthening going on as well, because you're preventing yourself from moving. Oh goodness, I did not tell you when to switch. So what we're doing is 40 seconds of hydrants. I know, so if you followed me, we stayed with 40 seconds of hydrants. We're going to do 40 seconds of hydrants on the right leg now. And next time we're going to do 40 seconds, of kickbacks, and then we're going to do 40 seconds of hydrants. Oh, you can tell that I'm doing this with you. I'm getting a little confused myself. So we're doing kickbacks again on the other leg, and we're just going to stick with 40 seconds of this. So these are the last bit of kickbacks you're going to have to do tonight, because our third round is just going to be hydrants. That's okay. Exercise doesn't have to be perfect in terms of pretty or anything like that. You just have to move your body with good form and be consistent. Perfect. We've got 10 seconds left. Whew. I am feeling this, and it is feeling good. Awesome. Come on up. We're doing our fourth move. We're doing our lunges. So again, do a static lunge if you need to, and I will try and tell you when we're at the halfway point. Awesome job. Slowly stepping forward, lowering down. Perfect. Now, as our core strengthens, these become a little bit easier. Awesome. 20 seconds, so switch if you're doing the statics. So if you're unsteady, if you're having knee pain, I want you to do static lunges. Awesome job. I'm starting to get a little unbalanced because I'm starting to get tired. So we have to really focus mentally. Awesome. We're going to get back down on the ground. We're going to go into a child's pose again. So knees wide, toes together, bum sitting back on your toes. Slowly reach forward. We're going to do deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Good. Now you're slowly going to reach your hands to the left side of your mat. And breathe. When we reach to the left side of our mat, we're going to feel a stretch all through the right side. And slowly inch your arms to the right side of your mat. Feeling that stretch and lengthening through the left side of your rib cage. We have finished 2 of the 3 rounds. We've really finished 5 of the 6. You have 1 more round. That is it. So we are going to get onto our backs. We are doing our glute bridges. We're going to do single leg if we can, for as long as we can. Then you're going to come down to the double. And I will remind you when we are halfway. Perfect. Nice, slow, and controlled movements here. Really tuning in with our breath work. This last set, the 3rd set, is always the hardest. We are at 20 seconds. Switch sides. With our glute bridges, whether it's single or double, the weight is going through your heels. You are pushing up through that heel. That makes sure we're using the right muscles. We are not pushing with our toe. Okay? Pushing with your heel. Whew, good job. We are done our glute bridges. Come on up. And because I messed up last time, we are doing 40 seconds of hydrants with our left leg, then with our right. No kickbacks because you already did 40 seconds. All right, join me now. Using that breath work, using your core to make sure your pelvis isn't opening up. It is nice and flat and stable right across the back. Good job. Push through. This is the last time you are doing a hydrant on your left side. You do not have to do another one tonight with me, or today, this morning, whatever time you're joining me at. Oh, good. Sit back for a second. Take a couple deep breaths in. We have 20 seconds and then we're switching sides. So then you're going to do your 40 seconds on your, I'm going to do on my right side, whatever your second side is. Awesome. Get ready in the right position. Awesome. We've got 40 seconds of hydrants. You only have a couple more minutes of work. You have worked so hard to this point today. Do not give up now. This is the point where your brain is saying, I can't push through anymore. But guess what? You can. Maybe you move a little slower. Maybe you go at a different rate. You might move one, breathe. Move and breathe. Do what you need to, but keep moving. Good job. We have one last thing. We have lunges. So we have 40 seconds of lunges. If you need to do static, choose the leg that's going to lead at the halfway point, switch. But otherwise, let's get ready. Awesome job. We have 40 seconds left. We can do anything hard for 40 seconds. Awesome job. We're keeping that good form. We're not letting ourselves slip now. Why work hard for an entire class to let our form fail us in the end? We are at the halfway point. Switch sides if you're in the static lunge. If you have to take it back, that does not mean you are weak. Whew. I am getting close to needing to. Just means you're fatiguing. Awesome job. Come down onto the mat with me. Just going to finish this thought. Just because we have to regress, take a step back, put that leg down, take a break, does not mean we've failed the movement. It means we need to take a break. There are so many factors that come into play with our body when it comes to healing, rehabbing, and training. It is not just, oh, I'm lazy or my body is failing me. There is food. Are we eating properly? Are we sleeping properly? What is our stress like? What is our mindset like? All of these things have an impact. So if one night you don't sleep well and then you come up and you show up with me, you might not be able to push yourself as much as you did on the day where you got a great night's sleep, okay? And that is okay. That is reality. And that's why this is a journey. This isn't 8 classes and you are wonderful, you are perfect. There is no one who has hit a certain number of exercises or workouts and they're like, I'm good. Now I'm just going to be fit and healthy for life. It is a lifestyle. It is continuously growing. And what we want to really make sure that you leave here after the 8 classes at least is with an understanding of your body, foundational movements, and how we can move to heal our bodies, okay? So today was a tough one. You might be really exhausted, really tired, needing that drink of water. I want you to just get some good stretching in, lay down on your mat, take a couple deep breaths, hug those knees in, stretch those hips out, and otherwise you killed it. Thank you for joining me. Again, I'm Dr. Lydia Brody, and it was wonderful to work out with you guys today, and I can't wait to see you for class number 8.